Yo, bros. All right. So, if you haven't heard this, this is a story a little bit ago. Uh, that this is a story that's gone pretty, I guess, semi-viral. I wanted to talk about this. Father of two homeless children who died from hypothermia claims the mother did ask for help, but she never specified that they were homeless. Can I get them just to get them? And can I get them because you're homeless? That's two different things. Cut the sob stories. Let's check this out. I'm gonna react to this clip, and then there's two reaction clips of women I wanted to react to.
Siblings. She says she reached out to Curry, who's the father of three of her children.
I asked him, I said, can you get your kids for me? I said, I need help. You know I'm homeless. I done kept a room this long. I couldn't keep it no more.
They were homeless. Had Tatiana ever reached out asking to?
No, she did not. All she said was, "Can I get them? Can I get them just to get them? And can I get them because y'all homeless?" That's two different things.
She said she had been homeless for 3 months.
Say, I saw it. That's what I saw, about 3 months, but she ain't never said nothing to me. Nothing. So all them other sob stories, they can cut all that. No, she did not.
Curry, who lives in Novi, says Williams never specified why she wanted to drop their kids off to him.
She just asked, "Can I get them for a couple of days?" But I told her I'm working and all that, and I'm out here. We're not close to each other, so I couldn't. But she knows all my family is right.
Siblings. She says she reached out to Curry.
This man is a disgusting man. He is a disgusting piece of shit of a man. He's not worthy. He doesn't qualify to be a father. Who cares? Who cares if she said, "Can you just get him?" Your children. You should gladly want your children. Gladly. You should gladly want your children by your side. And it said 3 months. She's been homeless 3 months. Did you not have your kids during those 3 months? Have you not seen your kids during those 3 months? Have you not talked to your kids during those 3 months? This man is a piece of shit of a man. It's like one of the things where I don't always like to say, "Oh, what's a real man?" But there are times when truly, what's a real man is handling your responsibility. Your children is 100% your responsibility. So this man is a piece of shit. He's worthless. He's a disgusting. I don't know the story. I don't know his. So I hope he doesn't have more children. I hope he has one more from this woman, but this man is disgusting. Now, just saying that, okay? Yes, this man is a piece of shit. He's a worthless man. He's definitely worthless as a father. But here's the thing. This woman, I blame her 100%. Why? Oh, that sounds terrible. Why are you blaming her 100%? Here's the thing. You had 3 kids with this piece of shit of man. You had 3 kids with this piece of shit of a man. Was he a great father for your first kid? This type of man doesn't seem like that. Was he a great father for your second kid? I doubt that too. And yet you thought it was a good idea to have another kid with this guy. 3 kids with this man. It's like, seriously. This is the thing it's with women. Why do you have kids with these shitty ass men? A man that has kids and don't want to see his kids, when given the opportunity to see his kids, is unbelievably disgusting. There are some men out there that want to see their kids, and they have shitty baby mamas that would not let them. So here's a man who you had the opportunity to see your kids. You just didn't want to see your kids. Work? Seriously, that's a father. Shit, work. So what? So what do you have to work? That doesn't mean that what? So because you have to work, you're not a father anymore? That's not a good excuse. But here's the thing. She chose that type of man. She in her mind, in her twisted, stupid mind, she thought, this man is going to be a good father. So I'll give him 3 kids. So I'm going to give him 3 kids. Because this man is going to be a good father. I'll give him 3 kids. And this is the outcome of your stupidity, of how you chose poorly. This is the thing. This is the result. So really, here's the thing at the end of the day. My channel is not built on like, hating women. So that's why it's not because I'm blaming her. I'm putting the onus on her because I hate women. No. My channel, the core of it is about accountability. You chose him. You chose him. I doubt how this man is, I doubt he showed he was a good father for the first child. I doubt he showed he was a good father for the second child. And yet you still gave him a 3rd child. No. The onus is on you because you chose to give this shitty ass man a child. Shitty men, like, listen to the thing, right? Oh, he shouldn't have wanted a child. This is the thing. Shitty men don't give a shit. They will do whatever they want. That's the thing. Shitty men don't care about responsibilities. So really, you said, oh, you know what? If he didn't want a child, he don't care. He's a shitty man. So that ideology doesn't matter. Oh, he shouldn't have a kid if he didn't want to. He doesn't care. He would let his children die. He would let his children go homeless. He would let his children not see him. He would let his children not be in his life. So really, you think he cares if he gave you kids? He doesn't care about the kids. So he doesn't care. He doesn't care if he gave you kids or not. That's the thing. So really, as a woman who's giving birth to these kids, you're putting your health at risk, right? Giving birth to these kids. You're making your life harder giving birth to having kids. So really, you have to have more discernment. Because honestly, at the end of the day, it's all on the woman. Because now, if she picked wrong, well, all the responsibility is on her. That aside, right? Picking a shitty ass man. That's one thing why I put the onus on her. Another thing is that you are a full grown adult. If you're not stable. If you couldn't like be stable to take care of kids, let alone 5 kids. I think she has 5 kids. And 2 pass. And you shouldn't be having kids. You shouldn't be having kids. That's the stupidness of it. Where a lot of women think there's no response. It's easy. It's easy to have kids. There's no responsibility. It's not hard, right? It's not draining. It's not difficult, but it is. It's a heavy amount of responsibility. And that's why I put the onus on you. First of all, you failed as an adult, definitely. Because you couldn't even take care of yourself, let alone 5 kids. And 2, you failed as a woman. Because not just losing 2 of your kids. You pick a shitty man to have kids with. Let's react to another one.
The father of 2 homeless children who passed away from hypothermia claimed that the mother did ask for help, but never specified they were homeless. Can I just get them just to get them? And can I get them because y'all homeless? That's 2 different things. Cut all the sob stories. This is what y'all want them paternity tests for, right? To prove they're yours and still let them pass.
No, this is the thing. Men like that, okay, didn't care about a paternity test. This is the thing where stop lumping every man in together. Men that want paternity tests want to make sure that those kids are his. So he doesn't have to worry about it. Men like that don't give a shit if they are his kids or not. Doesn't give a shit if they are his kids or not. That type of mentality, what he did, he doesn't care whether these kids are his or not. He doesn't care. So stop with that bullshit. Stop with that. Stop with that lump. This is the thing where I hate it when women use shitty men to lump all men together and like, oh, this shitty man is men, is man. This one shitty man is men. It encompasses all men. That's so stupid. That's so stupid because you can't apply that logic to anything. Oh, okay. If one black person stole and did terrible things, that's all black people. You can't apply that one logic to anything. You can't.
Tatiana Williams, the mother of 2 children who likely froze while living in a van in Detroit, says that she contacted homeless services in different cities and states and she did not get any help before her children, Darnell 9 and Amelia 2, passed.
Two. You haven't, not long ago, you had this kid with that man. It's like, this is a thing where, two things can be true at once. Where, yes, I would give advice to men like marriage ain't that great. Don't get married. It's not worth it. It's really not. But that's an advice for a man. Advice for a woman, you can say, if he wouldn't even marry you, commit to you by marriage, why are you giving him kids? This is the thing where if he wouldn't even commit to you with marriage, why would he even commit with you? Why do you think he would commit to you because you have children with him? Two things can be true at once. A woman should not give a man kids if he's not going to marry her. Because it's a barrier. It's a safety net. Because if he wouldn't even see that, you got to marry her first, why do you think, just in case, like, why do you think kids will keep him by or keep him, like, whatever? Why would you think that? If he doesn't want to risk things by marrying you, you think getting kids with you is going to do something? You think getting kids that is going to keep him there or whatever? No, it's not. And honestly, women should get as much of a safety net if they are smart, as much as they can. At least if he would risk it and marry you and take that chance, you know what, he does love you and he'll risk it. Because to have kids with you it's another level of responsibility. So it's like another barrier.
Away while sleeping in the van in a Detroit parking lot. The records show that she reached out at least 3 times to Detroit's homeless response team, but she did not receive any assistance. She said that she contacted shelters in the area, but she was told that they were full. I tried to keep hotels. I tried to pay people to.
First, like I said, she's a shitty adult. She should not be having kids. But second, the city also failed her. How can you have? This is the thing where the turmoil we have right now within the country. How can people put so much money on these stupid ass activities, right? Money to the Middle East, money for illegal immigrants, all this shit. Yet your own people is suffering. Your own people have hard times. Hell, if there are no homeless or such a crazy small percent of homeless, such a small percent of people that are suffering in your own country, then okay, fine. Now you focus on other places. Cool. But when honestly, I believe there's large pockets, there's large populations that are still suffering, that are still struggling. For you to think it's logical for me to spread out that money to other areas, to other things, instead of focusing that money for that one problem, the suffering of your own citizens, until you decrease that number to almost negligible numbers, and then maybe focus on other shit. But no, that's the stupidity of our government.
stay there. It wasn't working for me. You know, people just don't like too many kids in the house. It doesn't say it here, but somewhere else I was listening to, it was her, four of her children, her mother and somebody else who was all in the van. Don't quote me on that last person, I'm not too sure. But she said she tried to reach out to the children's father, but he also did not help him. He had an excuse every time. Either he was working, they can't come where he's living, he lives with a female and the parents don't want kids there, or something. Maybe I asked the wrong people for help, but that was the only thing I did wrong.
Here's the thing. I mean, I can't scream enough how shitty of a man that is. I don't give a shit if I have another woman. I will not turn away my kids. I will not. But here's the thing. It's who you choose. It's who you choose. At the end of the day, it's like this is the thing where I reiterate a lot. There are shitty people out there. 100%. There are shitty people. There are good people. There are bad people. There's a spectrum of in between. You can't control if people will be shitty or not. You can't. All you can control is if you will deal with those shitty people or not. That's it. That is what you can control. And at the end of the day, how can you blame people for being shitty? How can you blame shitty people for being shitty? You can only blame yourself for choosing to deal with these shitty people. Because at the end of the day, you can't control others, but you can surely control yourself. You can't control if people want to be shitty. You can't control that you don't want to deal with shitty people. And the thing is, it's like she had multiple kids with this man. And honestly, you have a 2-year-old, so you recently dealt with this man. You know, one of the things, like, I think men's content is not necessarily just to shit on women. And yes, I know like I said, they're bad people, good people. So I know there's content that they're shitting on women. The point is, in my personal opinion, it's not about shitting on women. It's about waking women up. Waking women up. If women were woken, truly, like, don't deal with these shitty men. Marry before you carry. These advice, these train of thoughts, these ideology was already there before this whole men's content. It's just that it's getting worse. Women don't listen. Women just want to do what they want to do. And guess what? What does that get you? You want to do what you want to do? You want to choose who you want to choose? You want to choose men who are immoral, bad character, just a terrible man, terrible father? You want to choose that? Well, then you got it. That's the thing where we say marry before you care. It's not because anything. It's like, hopefully, if you're going to marry someone, there's time in between that. You're not going to marry someone within the 3 months of knowing them. No, but surprise, surprise, people will have kids with someone within maybe 3 months of knowing them, within 6 months of knowing them, within a year of knowing them. Most people are not marrying someone within 3 months, 6 months, maybe not even a year of knowing them. So people say, like, oh, if you want to marry, most likely you'll give it time for the marriage, and then you're getting to know that person through that time, and then after that marriage, now there's a little bit more time, and then you have kids, because hopefully during that time you are more sure of that person.
The father has since gone on the media in a weak attempt to defend himself. Darnell Curry Sr. claims that he was not aware that his children had been living in a van for months because Tatiana only asked him to come get the kids. First of all, how non-involved are you with your child that you don't know where your child is? You know what? Let me finish reading this.
His 2-year-old, you probably haven't seen since they were like a newborn. This is the thing. It's just.
He claims she never specifically informed him that she and the kids are homeless living in a van. All she said was, Can I get him? Can I get him just to get him? And can I get him because you're homeless? That's two different things. She ain't never said nothing to me. Nothing. So all them sob stories, they can cut that out. No, she did not. Tatiana said that she did tell him that she was homeless and that she couldn't afford to keep them in a room anymore.
You think shitty men won't be liars? You think shitty men aren't fakes? It's like, who cares? Like I said, if he was a good father, if he wanted kids, if he wanted his kids, he doesn't even give a shit if they're homeless or not. If you let me see my kids, I'll take them right away. I'll take them. I'll take full custody. It's like, again, you chose who you chose. It's like, I reiterate, yes, that man is dirt. He is dirt. He's disgusting. But honestly, you shouldn't have dealt with him. That's the issue.
I asked him, can you get your kids from me? I need help. You know I'm homeless. I done kept the room this long, but I can't keep it no more. Even if she never told him, if you actually saw your kids, they would have told you. How do you not see your kids for months or ask them how they doing for months? He should be ashamed. And men are always so quick to say, oh, if you can't afford to have the kids, if you need to ask for help, you don't need to have custody. Here she is asking him to take the kids because she can't afford the kids and still nothing. Because
you shouldn't. If you can't, this is the thing. It's like, if you can't afford to have kids, you shouldn't. Because again, you are putting kids into a situation that you created, not the kids. And one of that situation is you picking a terrible man. But that's one situation. But also, the situation is that you're not able to take care of yourself. So how can you take care of these kids? It's like, this is the thing where women are not holding other women responsible, accountable. Like I said, that is a shitty man. But you chose him. You chose him as a father to 3 of your kids. You chose a shitty man to be the father of your kids. This is also why I think it's stupid when women insult the men they give children to. You thought he was a good man. You thought he was worth having kids with. So really, no matter how shitty you think this man was or is, what does that make you? You are worse than shitty then.
no way if you saw your children and communicated with your children on a regular basis, you wouldn't know their living conditions, even if you claim she didn't tell you. I'm not buying nothing he's selling. There are records of her seeking resources to help herself and them children. But other people, so many people want to say that this is all her fault alone. And it was his face during the interview.
It is her fault alone. Although I would say yes, I would blame government subsidy and stuff like that. But here's the thing. She shouldn't have to depend on that shit. You chose to have kids. You shouldn't have to depend on handouts to be able to survive. Yes, government help, it's meant for the citizens. And I agree. The government didn't help you. So yes, the government has fault, but why? I wouldn't even blame the government, because honestly, if you're going to have kids, you shouldn't be looking for handouts to be able to sustain having kids. It's a cop-out. You should already been in a good place to have kids. You should have already been in a good place to have kids. If you weren't, don't have kids. It's not their choice to be living in these kind of situations. It is yours, because your failures in life, your failures of choices, the choices you made terribly, yes, it's your own choice. The kids didn't choose it.
Like, he looked so cold and callous. Like, it looked like he was barely upset. There was a part in the interview where he's like, oh, she could have asked my family for help. My family live around there. I don't know why she didn't reach out to... Nigga, she reached out to you. You could have reached out to your family. Oh, if they can't stay here, my grandma can take them, my auntie can take them, my sister can take them, or let me make a couple phone calls. What? She reached out to all her people. You couldn't do the bare minimum or the bare minimum of the bare minimum. So, like, you talking about no excuses. What did you do to help? In what capacity did you help besides turn? And why does she have to be homeless or divulge that she's homeless for you to be involved? If she asking you to get your children, apparently you don't see them for months at a time. So if she's asking you to come get your babies, why does she need a reason for you to come get your children? You need a reason? You need a dire reason to come get your children? You're not going to come get your kids just cause? These are the same men that are on my other posts beating their chest talking about I demand a paternity test. For what?
How is it the same men? That's the thing. That's the thing where how do you know this is the same man? How do you know if that man said he wanted a paternity test for his kids? They're not the same man. This is the thing. Stop lumping people together. You don't know that these are the same men, yet you want to use it to further your agenda. Show me an example. Show me the example that these are the same men. Show it to me. You don't have it. So don't say it. Don't use this situation to further your own agenda. That's the thing. Yes, that is a shitty man, but you don't have proof that he asked for a paternity test. You don't have proof that the men that asked for a paternity test is leaving their kids to fend for themselves. It's like that. That's the insanity of women. It's like, prove it. Prove it.
For you to just do this anyway, it doesn't make a difference whether you know the child is yours or not, because look how y'all act. The father.
That's the ridiculous of women. Where, and this is another problem with women. You choose the shitty men. You choose the shitty men. Those shitty men traumatize you. And then you use that experience with a shitty man to dictate your talking points, your ideology, your mindset towards all men. Towards all men. To the majority of men. To most men. You don't even know them. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But yes, it's a sad story. I feel bad for the kids. That man is a shitty man. But at the end of the day, because of women like this, right? They're not teaching women better. They're not. They're not instilling wisdom into women. They're not instilling values into women. Because you don't hear that these women promote, oh, marry before you carry. Marry before you carry. Stop having kids with just any Tom, Dick, and Harry. A man that doesn't show you that he will be a good man, that he will be a good father. Stop it. No. Let's talk about, these men that want paternity test. What? That's why it's sickening to hear these women, because honestly, they don't help themselves. They only continue that cycle of stupidity.